Welcome everybody to our latest session of Scarlet Citadel. So our group is in an interesting predicament at the end of last session, but as usual, we'll do a quick recap and then get into the fun stuff. So group started off last week being in the village of Red Tower, having secured some funds with this individual Hymar known as the Money Man. He had arranged this deal to essentially give them a significant amount of money, but he wanted it paid back quite a bit, 7 times in fact. There was some discussions of could it be paid back in bulk, any of those kind of things, and he said, deals are certainly possible, but as of now, they owed 7 times what they had borrowed. So with everything the group had and made some final decisions on what to purchase as far as items, potions, anything along those lines, the group found themselves ready to go and started heading back into the Scarlet Citadel. The plan this time was to make their way back and essentially remain on the second floor without getting into too much danger. So there was a lot of discussion back in the village of Red Tower. There was a lot of arrangements made, that sort of thing. So the group made their way out to Scarlet Citadel, found themselves on the first floor. But the first floor, they did notice something a little bit different this time. As they were making their way through, they could hear this sort of almost rhythmic thumping. And when they listened by one of the doors seemed to be closed as they had previously been open. So the group heard this, but decided they didn't want to figure out what this was or risk any encounters they didn't have to. So they pushed past this on their way down to the second floor. Making their way to the second floor, they were very careful with the trap that they know is there. They also noticed that the disabled trap, the sort of plate placed underneath or wedged underneath the pressure plate, that had been removed as though someone had cleared it out. So they were very careful navigating that. I believe they intentionally set it off to allow the acid to run down the stairs and collect down through the grates before the rest of the team made their way down. With that complete, the group made their way through the vats with the really acrid smoke and the acrid air through the area here where there was a lot of these vats of these chemicals. The group then moved over to the hallway, spotted the same location they had before, where there's this sort of a little bit of spillage out of one of these very large tanks, decided to avoid that, made their way to the west, and noticed as they were sort of waiting here, deciding what to do next, that a door to the south opened and these 2 metallic creatures looking like humanoid automatons made their way through, moving at perfect cadence with one another as they walked up towards the northeast and entered this room. If they saw the characters, they didn't care about the characters. The characters were kind of walking around the edges trying to get a good look at them. And these creatures, it was determined by Orr that these creatures were gathering parchment and books and getting them together, and once they had gotten enough, they made their way back through the door that they had originally come from. During this time, the group spent a little bit of time searching that room, looking for anything of interest, and also spotted the room to the south of that where there was this strange-looking room full of bones and very odd location here. So the group made their way past that and then through the doorway and found themselves looking into this large, decrepit-looking library with a massive hole in the ground based on the ground having potentially fallen through. So most of the group was trying to be very careful and avoiding going around the edge, or perhaps not as familiar with what the group was doing or hadn't spotted exactly this danger quite yet, stepped up close to the edge and through a very bad twist of luck, not only began to fall over the edge, but also trying to grasp onto the edge, was unable to do so, and fell plunging down below to quite a distance, approximately 70 feet, before slamming into the ground down below. Unfortunately, down there, the group has had a bit of experience with this. This is where these green screen creatures that have previously taken the entire group captive were, and took the fight essentially to the fallen Orr. The group up top tried to come up with a plan to try to rescue Orr, which was a bit challenging because of the circumstances. Eventually there was a rope tied off on Elliot's waist, and then the group members up top held onto it as Elliot leapt over the edge, swinging down below, trying to grab onto Orr and pull Orr up back to the surface. However, these creatures, of course, were resisting this the entire time, striking Orr. There was multiple of these green screen creatures as well as some of these shadowy dog figures, and this turned out to be too much. The group was unable to successfully retrieve Orr and barely retrieved Elliot up through the hole at the top before he was badly injured. So he is quite injured at the moment, but he did manage to get back up top. The group then realized that they're in some danger here, being that these creatures down below, the way to get up is not particularly challenging, so they had talked about perhaps just booking it as a retreat. So that is where we left up, group. Quick recap there. Is there anything I missed that anybody would like to add? Okay, hearing nothing, I will assume we are good. So, group, yeah, let's go ahead and move us over to where we left off. Alright, group, it's just been mere moments before Orr unfortunately plunged over the edge.
We need to leave. They could be coming here.
Yeah, I agree. But we should probably keep our eyes ahead of us too. And Adam, I'm gonna sheath my scimitar and draw my hand crossbow, so I'll have a hand crossbow shield.
Okay.
I agree. Let us leave for now.
Be wary of the edge.
I hope that Orr survives. Maybe we can still find her.
Things weren't looking so good.
My people had something like the Brakpa. Its purpose was to scare people away so they wouldn't come back. She likely won't get such nice treatment a second time.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think any of us will get a nice treatment the second time. Adam, can I hold everybody up real quick and take a listen around this corner? Do I hear anything?
You certainly can. Give me a blind check as you listen. Nothing that sticks out to you, Elliot.
We should keep moving. I'm gonna let everybody pass Adam, and then I'm gonna take a bag of those caltrops that I got, and I'm just gonna empty a bag of them out behind me on this staircase here.
Okay.
So I'm gonna deduct that from my sheet. Might slow them up a little bit.
All right, group. So you're obviously making your way back up the stairs, back to the first floor.
Yeah.
All right, you find yourselves back up on the first floor after climbing up the spiral staircase.
If I was them, I might be waiting for us outside. They have that path to the right from the third floor to the top.
When we get up, we will not run away immediately. We must see if they are hanging about.
Should we go ahead and try to wiggle out of this hatch here?
As you ask this question, Elliot, and Grass begins to respond, once again you hear this rhythmic pounding. Bounce, bounce, bounce.
What is that?
It sounds zombies or something, maybe. Shall we go up this hatch here? Or just go around? Maybe I can climb up and take a peek to see if anybody's waiting on us.
Fine.
I'm correct in remembering it's over here, right, Adam?
Yes?
Can I just climb to the top of the ladder and push open the trapdoor and then take a scan around and see if I can see any enemies?
No, because if you'll recall, the trapdoor is mostly sealed under rock, and you guys have only surfaced a small, narrow amount of space, so you have to climb and sort of push your body through to get through it.
I'm gonna look back at Grask and say, well, I can try. Be quick about it.
I'll help you.
And I'll move up to try and like push. I think it's a trap door, right? So it's just something flat that we're pushing up.
Right, think of it as like a hatch, yep.
Yeah, I'll step forward to help him push that up.
Okay, yeah, so you're putting some force on it as you guys are sort of sharing the ladder here. Again, it is quite challenging just with all these rocks, so you're able to get it open perhaps a little bit more. You feel like him trying to push through, it would kind of fall on his body and he'd have to keep moving and pushing it up to get out. So maybe this helps a bit, but yeah, it still does certainly take a little bit of time. So Elliot, you make your way out, sort of wiggling here. Grask, go ahead and give me a blind check here, please.
I'll also say while we're doing all of that, I'll say if it's safe, I'll knock twice on the trapdoor.
Okay, so Elliot, I'm going to remove you from this map. I'm actually going to lock the tokens for just a moment. Okay, Elliot, you find yourself outside in the ruins here as you exit from this area. Renaud, Grask, I would say the two of you recognize... the two of you guys recognize... I'm going to remove Elliot. You recognize sort of a quieting of that pounding sound.
Depending on what Elliot finds up there, we may have to make a quicker retreat if whatever was making that noise is heading this way.
If they're done banging, it means they're through the door. We need to hurry.
Adam, just assume that Renaud is trying to keep his ears peeled for any sorts of noises that might be coming to us after that pounding stopped.
Okay, sure. And Grask, are you climbing out at this point?
If my intent was to hold the thing for others, is it easier to do that from inside or outside?
Either works. Yeah, it's a little bit tighter fit down below because they're having to like share the ladder with you. But yeah, either works.
Okay, I'll hold it for below for the next person, then I'll go up.
Okay.
You go. Head on up before they get to us.
And he does just that as he makes his way up.
Renaud, Sebastian.
Go on, Sebastian.
Okay.
I'm right behind you.
Okay, Sebastian also climbs up.
And then Renaud will follow.
I'll hold it for you once I get out.
Okay, Renaud, you climb up on out as well. As all this is occurring, Grask, and you're sort of the last one here, as you're seeing them hold on to this hatch and try to allow it open for you as best they can, you do notice out in the west a shape beginning to move your way.
Open it. Get the hatch open.
Renaud's gonna do whatever he can while he's there.
All right, and group, as you make your way out now, climbing up to the surface, we'll get everybody on this map. As I imagine, sort of this is like you're slamming the hatch closed within 20 feet or so of these approaching creatures.
Yeah, I think once grass gets up and out, we're gonna shut that sucker.
Was there somebody behind you? You guys look flushed.
There was I didn't see them, but Gresk almost. Did you see them, Gresk?
Bones. Like we fought before. Nothing good from fighting them.
Well, let's move then.
Is there any sounds like they're trying to break through the trapdoor at all there, Adam?
No.
Right, I think we're okay. Let's go up. It was the stairwell here, right? Or is it where Elliot is?
As far as the hatch down below?
The getting out of this particular section.
Oh, you guys came from, on this map, what is to your south?
Oh, you know what? I was down here looking at the one on the south end where there's a second set of our tokens.
Oh, right, the off-map ones?
Yeah. Whoops. Okay.
Yeah, good point. Right, sorry, I'll get rid of those.
That's where my screen loaded at. So I was like, oh, this is the one? Okay.
All right, as you guys are making your way out here and pushing past this south wall, yes, your eyes are drawn to what looks to be a piled up bit of dirt just south of the Citadel walls.
That's new.
Yeah, but do we have time to investigate anything, or should we just make our way back?
I don't know. Most of the time, I think if we don't investigate something, it will only be a problem later on. So maybe we just look at this before we leave.
All right, I'll turn Adam and kind of make my way over to it quietly.
All right, as you're moving quietly towards it, you hear the sound of digging from nearby.
I'm gonna just approach it with my crossbow drawn behind my shield, try to take a look at what's digging.
All right, and as you approach, you notice suddenly a very strange looking face pops up on the other side.
Yes.
I imagine covered with dirt, its snout all kind of dirty and sniffling, shaking its head as it looks and spots you. And yeah, Libby, go ahead and describe what your character looks like.
You are looking at a fairly pudgy bipedal hedgehog. I don't know. She's wearing a cloak from head to toe, and not much armor or anything like that. Just backpack, and has a short sword. And a little mouse sits on her shoulder.
Out of character, did you guys ever read Red Wall? What was it, Brian
Oh yeah.
Jacques or whatever? I don't know how to do French words, but that's what it reminds me of. The little hedgehogs, but very
Totally.
cute. Elliot will go. He'll look and kind of peer around his shield and say, "This is not really a safe area. You probably should get out of here, little dude."
Oh my gosh. Hello. Don't shoot. I'm Do you happen to know which direction is the Scarlet Citadel?
I mean, yeah, we just came from it, but there's a lot of particularly angry beast in there right now.
Yikes. Do you guys go down there regularly?
Yeah, but well, we've kind of been getting chased by these things recently, and we can't really get past them. But hang on, I'm gonna turn around and I'm gonna wave everybody over, and then I'm gonna lean in and say, "Don't be scared of the lizard one. He's not gonna eat you."
Oh, he's pretty big. Hi, everybody.
Hello?
Hello. I was looking to get into the Scarlet Citadel. I hear you guys go.
What, would you mind if I ask why?
I heard there's riches down there. Haven't you?
Maybe. We haven't found very much.
That's not good news.
Well, I mean, we found a little bit, but we've got a rule. We share everything we find.
Yes, but of course this does not include everything that we have found on the second floor already. Just because the coins are not in our pocket yet, they are still ours, no?
They will be soon enough, Sebastian, yes.
Well, that sounds fair to me. Mind if I tag along?
I don't personally, but I'll just be honest with you. The last couple of companions we've taken with us haven't made it back out. It's really dangerous down there.
That's what I hear. But I don't think I'll be a encumbrance.
No, I don't think so. I'm just saying it's dangerous, and we
Totally
do a lot of
understood.
running away.
That sounds fair.
Are you able to... What is your skill set?
I like to think I'm pretty sneaky. And you know, I know a few martial arts moves.
All right, I suppose. It's very bad down there, are you sure?
Yeah, I'm sure. I promise I'll stay out of the way.
Well, speaking of staying out of the way, I think we probably should move get back to the city, rest a little bit, and then make our way back here. I think something was following us.
I think you're right. Let us go get some distance.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
oh.
in particular look like you could use some rest.
Yeah. Well, a rescue attempt that didn't go quite well. But let's get past that. I'm Elliot. That
Nice
over
to meet you.
there, that's Renaud. You got Hugo, he's the one with missing teeth.
Hello.
Sebastian there, he likes to gamble despite his really nice armor. And yeah, the big lizard, that's Grask.
Whoa. Pleasure to meet you all. I'm May.
That sounds going to be difficult to say. Let's see. You said martial arts and very fast. Maybe we should call you something else like Sonic, maybe?
Why would that be a name that would be? I don't understand you, Sebastian.
Speed. Very fast. Sonic, do.
I don't know.
I don't know if I'm quite that fast to deserve a title like that. Little legs, you see.
Well, maybe that's. Maybe you'll surprise yourself. We have managed to run very fast when we have been trying to leave occasionally.
I'll tell you what, May, how about we buy you a drink, maybe some food. We learn a little bit more about you, and we tell you what we know about the Scarlet Citadel before we make our way back here again.
That sounds great. Thanks for the offer.
Elliot, surely you can't mean to bring that thing with us.
Well, grass gets better than that thing trying to kill us, right?
He looks over at it. How tall does May stand?
3 feet?
You don't really think it could, do you?
And I look him up and down, and like kind of give him an eye. That's like you know I could kill you, right?
So who's actually taller? Is it Elliot or May?
I think Elliot is exactly 3'3", so he's just slightly taller.
That's just his hat.
Yeah, and the 3 feet for you is just your quills. Okay, we're even.
You say.
I cannot be the only one who noticed it. Not most of us are not particularly hot. We did not do too much in Scarlet Citadel before we had to beat unceremonious retreat. Perhaps instead of heading all the way back, we just find some place to take a moment and then head back in.
Most of my things, I only need a short rest before I am up and at it again. So it's up to you all. Knowing what we know now, there's things that we can still avoid on that second floor that perhaps we can still find something and not go back empty-handed, like Sebastian suggested.
I mean, I hear you, but it's only like an hour or so to get back. Couple hours, right?
Couple of hours there, couple of hours back. It's a long time.
Let's sleep in the woods then.
Okay. But I'm hurt the most, so I don't have first watch.
That is fine. I'll get onto it. Do we wish to just take a shorter rest and then go back in?
Out of character for brevity here. I thought I'd used all my rages last time, but I say I have one left. I might have forgotten to use the last one. So I felt like I was spent, which is why I wanted a long rest.
I'll get a lot of my stuff back on short rest being a fighter, so short rest would be fine with me. I'd probably be out of hit dice afterwards, though.
My little healing lights don't come back in a short rest, but I think everything else does. So, warlocks for the win.
Well, Grask, you're the one who camps outside all the time. Well, before here. Why don't you find us a nice spot?
No. Make the new one do it. Prove yourself.
What am I doing?
We just need to find a spot, little ways off, that we can post up, catch our breath.
Let's do it.
Perhaps it would actually make sense for us to still be in view of the Scarlet Citadel, and we could perhaps observe people coming and going.
Works for me.
And by in view, do you mean like within, on that map, within like 30-ish feet, or within like 100 feet? What are you thinking?
In the movies when there's like the snipers scoping out the enemy fortress, and they kind of have their little hidey holes, like 100 or 200 feet away, something like that. Not that we have any snipers in our group.
Fair enough. Okay. And would Mei like to look and see if she can find? Is it she or he? He. Would he like to look around?
No,
She. Okay. Would she like to look around and see if she can find an area that would be safe for the group to rest?
Sure. She says, I'm a bit more of a city dweller, but I'll give it a go.
I will help you. Perhaps we can both find a spot.
Sounds good.
Okay. And Renard, do you happen to be proficient in survival?
No, but I'll cast guidance.
Okay, and then Mei can go ahead and throw a blind check, and we'll add that guidance. So Mei, feel free to roll a 1d4. The area around the Scarlet Citadel does not look like it has the type of location that Renard is requesting or looking for. There is obviously woods fairly close by the Scarlet Citadel, not too far away from the south wall. So you could certainly go into the woods, but the woods are pretty thick here, so unless you're right on the edge, you're not going to have too much of a view of the Scarlet Citadel itself. Overall, you feel like it's going to be a decent area, but nothing that's, you're too impressed with.
Perhaps we go further away then. It was just a thought.
All right. Should we just plop down?
Perhaps we just go a little bit further out then, so that we are more hidden, and then we will take our rest there.
Moving into the woods or staying out of the woods?
I think moving in.
All right, group. Yeah, so you guys start pushing a bit more into the woods here, noticing that, again, this is a very thick forest, so the edges of it are pretty standard. You see a lot of like thistle type stuff on the ground, broken sticks. You can hear the sound of scurrying animals every now and again and bird calls. As you push in a bit deeper, the light from the sun obviously is a little bit less, as the tree cover is very significant. And you can see if you keep pushing in, it gets a bit even darker still. But the area you're in now it has almost this sort of just very naturey, no no kind of impression of anything negative here or anything. It doesn't look, dangerous. You sometimes forest, you look and you just think, oh, this is dreadful. This just looks sort of like your typical forest.
Yeah, I guess we'll just kind of find a nice, what looks like nice spot, plop down. Something that doesn't look like it's a nest for a grizzly bear or something.
All right, fair enough. Yeah, you're able to find a reasonably appropriate area here. During your discussions, Hugo makes mention that he does want to head back to the village of Red Tower because he wants to check in and maybe learn a little bit more about that money man and see how much time the group really has, and maybe sort of rub some elbows with some folks at the Cage Tavern and Inn, get some more info. So he makes his way away from the group, wishing you well and hoping he will see all of you back there before too long.
Turns out Hugo was the smartest one of all of us. All right, we'll see you when we get back to Red Tower later. Good luck, Hugo.
He gives his farewell as the rest of you settle in for your short rest, and you complete it without any issue. You can feel free to recharge anything short rest that's not already indicated there, or spend hit dice.
Wow, great rolls, Dylan.
Well, that didn't sound like good, but those are good rolls. You sounded very nonplussed by that.
I'm sorry, I was still trying to process all the cereal I just scarfed down in 2 minutes. I got cold mouth, but yeah, I'm fed and I'm ready to go. But yeah, so we make it through that hour with no issue. Did we see anything, Adam? At any point did we hear anything in the forest? Is it like, I guess what I'm trying to find out, does it seem like this area is like traversed? Does a lot of people go through it, or is it kind of a deserted area?
Give me a blind check. Hard to say. You haven't spent too much time in this area checking it out, scoping it, that kind of thing. You're probably more focused on recovering from your wounds, so more, kind of just relaxing and trying to stretch your limbs, that sort of thing. Yeah, you don't notice any, any signs one way or the other.
All right, so we're going back then?
I think so. Perhaps just for a short jaunt, but just enough to see if we can't still find something useful.
Okay, but I want to say something. If we're going to the second level again, we have to look behind closed doors. I mean, I feel like we keep taking the same path through there, and we haven't found anything. I mean, if we're there to find treasure or make money, we kind of have to open doors to do that.
I'm not arguing with you.
We may get in a fight here or there, but I mean, come on.
I'd feel better knowing nothing's behind us anyway.
Yeah, exactly, right? So when we come in, we go down those stairs, there's that door right across the staircase. We've never even checked in there. Who knows what's in there? Right? And then the room with the little creatures and the lady. Well, we could talk to the lady, see what she knows. Maybe she knows that little tiny spellcaster. They could be friends. We could use it as leverage, maybe.
She didn't want to talk to us last time.
Grask, I love you, man, but no one really wants to talk to an 8-foot lizard man. It kind of takes a second. You gotta warm up to you.
She didn't speak to me.
I'm just saying, look, we can chat a little bit and then I can shoot somebody right in the eyeball if I need to, but, I feel like we keep going down that same way and we keep getting screwed over, so I think maybe we should take a left instead of a right. You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying.
I believe there is that door right by the stairs where we came out that we haven't looked in yet.
And we got to get better about what we take, too. I mean, we need to look at books and, anything that can be historically valuable for this place. I mean, it sounds like no one really knows what's going on, and everything within it has been lost forever, or at least for a long time. So, I mean, any of that information is bound to be good. I mean, Ambrosi is sure to buy some of that stuff. You know what I mean? If not him, that lady at the church thing.
I tried to look at the tomes, but Orr changed the plan.
Yeah, well, I don't think she did that on purpose, man. So let's have the plan to go in there and rob it. Right? Let's loot it. Let's take as much things as we can to bring back with us and sell it, and then we'll go do it again. If that lady's working on something, we should take it. I also think whatever Ushlux is working on, we should take that too.
I like that plan.
All right, we'll take everything that is not bolted down.
How do we want to enter?
Front door. Seems to be the safest route, at least.
What if the skeletons come?
The skeletons are not the problem. It is the other things that we have had difficulty with. The giant floating fire skull and the witch ghost things. Those have been the difficult ones.
I won't fight the skeletons if they come. We leave them.
If they are in front of you, Grask,
Then we leave. We'll find another way.
Oh, Adam, while I'm thinking about it, can I roll a con save for exhaustion during that short rest?
You can, yes.
Nice. Well, whatever, man. I mean, we're not going to fight. We're not going to take down that little spellcaster. We're going to go make some money and then make our way back. And then also, I'm going to look over at Mei and it'll give us a good chance to see what they can do.
I would say that we should not underestimate people just because they are a little short. I would say, Elliot, you have proved yourself time and time again. I'm sure May will do so as well.
Now, the next person that calls me a gnome is getting punched in the nads. I am a halfling. I'm just tinier than most of them.
A runt.
Yes.
Guys, we cannot let May die. I don't care what happens.
Every family has one.
All right, well, let's get back then.
All right, group, you exit from this forested retreat and make your way back to the ruins of the Scarlet Citadel.
Adam, I just want to let you know, for my greater persuasion bloodline ability, that's a long rest, but the minor ability for damage resistance for Snow Skin comes back.
Okay.
Which I didn't know that, but now that I do, that's good knowledge.
Yeah, I got my one cure wounds extra thing back too. Do we? Why don't we take the our normal entrance to the first floor? If there were skeletons by the trapdoor earlier.
I'm sure. And Sebastian, since Hugo went back to town, why don't you use that bow of yours and give us some ranged cover?
This I can do, yes, no problem. And you see he straps his shield on his back and gets the bow out and starts testing the bowstring and just making sure he's ready to go.
I'm going to cast. Sebastian, since you cannot see down there, do you want me to cast light upon you or your bow?
I suppose that would be beneficial. Yes, thank you.
Yeah, and then I don't think I can actually select you to do that, but assume that I do.
Adam, I'm gonna sneak up and see if I can hear anything around the corner. Just kind of do some basic scouting.
Give me a blind check as you do. As you push your way sort of towards the courtyard here, you hear the unmistakable voice of Scar. Hold it down!
I'll put my hand up. And I'm gonna scoot back a little bit. Try to be quiet coming back. And I'm gonna say, looks like Scar. I don't know. It kind of sounds like he's in trouble, but he always sounds that way to me.
Well, let's go see what is going on.
Might be the time to finally take him out. I only wish Hugo was here.
He might still be a valuable ally, at least in terms of having someone to stand in front of things, so let's not kill him automatically.
Where did you hear him?
Over by the trap door.
All right, Grask, as you make your way around the corner here, you notice Scar and Ushlux both standing here. Pretty quickly, you spot that both of them, Scar more prominently, but Ushlux slightly, are wounded. And you can see that Scar is currently leaning down as he's putting one of his big meaty paws on the trapdoor and holding it sealed.
Got a pest problem there, Scar?
You notice he kind of turns and looks towards you, taking his hand off of the hatch for a moment. You see it kind of pushes up for just a moment before he slams it back down, looks back down, and at this time you see Ushlux looks towards you all and just very dramatically wipes this dirt off of his robe. It was only a matter of time. You riled them up. They've taken over the first floor.
Who's they?
The Walking Dead.
Oh. Are you sure that was us and not them of their own volition?
Or your experiments? I mean, you guys were the ones hanging them from the meat hooks, weren't you?
I seem to recall I warned you not to go in there, but you did anyway.
Where do they come from?
And you see he sort of looks. I hear a voice. Oh,
Hello.
Interesting little one. You must be the replacement for all the companions that they keep losing.
Yikes.
Indeed. As to your question, there is a portal that leads... Well, you wouldn't understand it if I explained it to you, I'm sure, but needless to say, their numbers, they can be overwhelming.
Sounds like you gotta close the portal.
Be my guest.
Adam, does Ushlux have a spell book or grimoire on him? Can I see anything like that?
Oh, good question. Let me give you an idea here real quick. Let's see. Looking at Ushlux, you can see he is wearing these robes. Though underneath his robes, you get the impression of sort of bulkier attire, maybe some kind of light armor, perhaps. I would say you see a necklace that sort of goes down into the robes, and maybe it has an amulet or something on it. You're not sure.
Okay, cool.
His little token kind of looks like he's holding the book.
Yeah, unfortunately, the tokens don't always line up exactly with what they are.
Has he got like a backpack on or anything? Does he look like he's got like a bunch of this stuff with him or anything like that?
I mean, he certainly has some stuff, yes. I would say he's not, like, loaded up or anything.
So, what you guys' plan then? I mean, you just gonna hold down that trapdoor forever?
Of course not.
So, plan? You got one?
We have one. We're waiting for reinforcements, you could say. If you wish to go in the other way, by all means.
No. Tell me more about these reinforcements. Are they like summoned reinforcements, or do you have like an army or something? Ushlux.
I have friends who will come to aid me once they are aware of the situation.
Are we allowed to know who your friends are? I mean, I feel like we've been quite courteous to you.
Our arrangement is that we don't get in each other's way. I have honored it so much.
Yeah, we as well. We haven't gotten in your way.
Yes, but that is all. There is no expectation of sharing information, for example.
Well, it's a good place to start. When your ass a little bit on the run.
This is but a temporary setback.
Ushlux, all due respect, you've been in the Scarlet Citadel for a while. You're quite aware that it's pretty much all a giant setback. I mean, it's how the events work down there.
Maybe for you.
Do you know a little gnomish spellcaster works on the second level?
And you notice he sort of grinned slightly. Yes, of course I do.
Friend of yours?
Hardly. I hate that son of a bitch.
So those aren't the reinforcements you're talking about. What about the green-skinned fellas down there on level 3?
Green-skinned. Oh, you must be referring to the Trollkin.
Yeah?
They are not allies of mine, if that is what you're asking.
Then who are these great allies, and how did you call them?
You're asking quite a lot of questions. As I said, we are not allies, you and I, your group and I. You are free to go about your business, and we will not harm you.
But if you don't like the little gnomey guy, tell us how to get him out of your hair.
Kill him. That's how you would get him out of my hair.
Any suggestions?
Heavy weapon smacking into his face multiple times could do the trick.
Clever.
Ushlux, are you aware of any way that we could stem the tide of the undead coming from down below? Perhaps it is in all of our interests if we band together. I know you said you have your allies coming, but perhaps a solution sooner than later if Scar gets tired of sitting on the trapdoor.
And you notice Scar looks at you, ah! And Ushlux just shakes his head. Is there a way to close the portal? I suppose so. but you'd have to go as down far as the Scarlet Citadel goes. I have not been down there.
The very bottom. How many levels does it go?
At least 4, but likely more.
All right. I suppose that is our ultimate destination anyway, so we should probably get on that.
Their numbers. How many were there?
Of the dead? A dozen or more?
That view was enough to do this to you.
The smart combatant does not keep throwing himself against threats until he loses allies. Allies are valuable.
Just don't get attached to them then.
And you notice his lip kind of curves in a little bit of a smile.
And I'm going to swap teams and
Grask, no, what are you doing? All right. Well, we're going to go in the other way. If we clear them out near you, we'll let you know.
Oh, that would be wonderful.
Have fun sitting on that trapdoor. And Renan will start walking away.
Well, whisper
What?
to Grask. Hey, now would probably be a great time to take them out. Don't you think?
If he's not a problem now, he will be eventually.
That's what I'm thinking. If we take care of him, we can take care of his stuff too.
Aren't they saying it's going to unleash a army of undead?
Yeah, but we can make that work in our favor. If we pull them out, we trap them up here. Then we go down.
Wait, a non-stop flow of undead through a portal?
Oh, well, that's deeper down there. What do you think, Grask?
It might be prudent to wait. They seem confident in these friends that are supposed to be arriving.
Yeah, but friends who aren't here yet. If they get here, then it may prove difficult next time.
They could arrive at any time. It would mean our death. Even this now might mean our death for little gain.
That's what I'm saying. We got plenty of gain right down there. We know we won't have to fight a bunch of crazy undead in a dark place.
Since you guys are up here now and I'm hearing you talk about this, Renat's going to say, to be clear, that is murder that you are talking about. Unprovoked.
It's completely provoked. They kidnapped Grask and they held him captive. They kidnapped multiple people from the town, and I mean, we killed the jailer, but who's to say these two didn't have anything to do with it?
Plus, we don't like them.
I cannot condone us attacking them in this manner.
I get that, Renard, but what if they're responsible for kidnapping another person? What was that halfling's name that we saved, Grask? Maybe we should introduce him to Renard. You remember? The small little guy? You said the other one wasn't worth it, so we took him instead?
Corin.
No, the halfling. We rescued him from the jail with you. He told us... What was his name?
That wasn't Corin.
Mm-mm.
The names of men all seem the same to me.
At the end of the day, though, we know they've got coin, money, valuables, and we also know that they've been killing people and kidnapping them and doing rituals and crap.
If they didn't have backup going, I'd go for it. They don't have any reason to stay here if they didn't have someone else coming.
Yeah, but who? It could be days or weeks before their backup shows up.
If it was that long, they'd just leave.
Well, I think if he's staying close, that means he's got something pretty valuable he's either working on down there or something very valuable that he needs to finish working on.
I
He's
think
no
we're
f-
gonna unleash a army of undead into the world.
Well, I mean, who's to say they couldn't just come up here?
Actually, that's a good question. Why can't they just come up this big hole?
Because they're chasing those people. I mean, we could try to go down and sneak around them, see if we can check out what Uslox has, but I honestly don't see why we wouldn't just kill them now.
I won't risk it. It would be you alone, Elliot. Renaud doesn't seem willing. And that one, I can't tell what they think.
Are you
I
talking about me?
I understand where you're coming from, Elliot, but I have not seen anything that can prove to me that they have been committing these crimes other than the fact that they have been down there. If something were to happen, then that would be a different story. But for now,
I hear you, Renard, but look, you're a practitioner of the mystical arts. How do you reanimate a corpse? I mean, it doesn't just happen on its own. I mean, under occasion, but those are different things.
there might be very strange magic at work within the Citadel. I think there's still much of its story that we are unaware of.
All right, but if Scar Ushlux kills one of you guys later, don't say I told you so.
You can say that to us, to me.
But to the problem at hand, we're gonna go down here and kill a bunch of zombies? Is that what I'm getting?
I think we have to. They are probably in the way of us going down to the second level again.
But
Let's go.
I still won't fight skeletons.
All right, you won't fight them. Fine, we will let you sit that one out while the rest of us deal with it.
I don't recommend you fight them either. We should just leave. If we encounter them again.
Let's just go and see what we deal with.
All right, group. It sounds like you're heading down into the typical entrance.
Yay! Here we go.
Yes.
So
With a hedgehog.
Just as a reminder for everybody, this is how you get in. So you guys climb down the ladder in the sort of missing trapdoor there and find yourselves down in this lower section. And then the stairs here leading down are those ones that are very much decorated. And yeah, you've been down this way a few times before. You know that once you descend a bit, eventually it turns into a big old pile of bones that you have to push through.
Maybe today's the day.
Can I try and open this with my crowbar?
You can try, yes. Go ahead and give me a blind check. You put all of your strength into this grass, do the best you can to wedge it into the side, but this door does not budge.
Another day.
There's not a visible lock on it, right?
There is not. All right, sounds like you guys make your way down.
Yeah.
So many bones.
There are a lot down here.
This door is open. It wasn't last time. I'm just gonna shut it at him.
Okay, you do.
Is it like a twist handle or is it kind of like a push and pull door?
Push and pull.
Is the arm bar on the...
No.
Is this up
armor.
the code?
All right, as you're making your way more towards the west side of this room, you can hear the sound of pounding once again and clattering coming from your west.
Hey, real quick, Renard, you see all the blood on the ground? Yeah, that's from Ushlux and Scar. I just wanted to point that out.
Noted.
Adam, I want to try to sneakily move forward here.
Okay.
I'm just going to try to be moving as quietly as I can. Come on, I don't see anything. Are we going to the second level?
I think so.
As you step to this area, Elliot, trying to move quietly, you can see just through a bend in the area here, as your light spell falls in this area, you can see some skeletal figures that seem to be focused to the north.
We got more skeletons down here.
All right, and of course, who would it happen to be but Mei? Mei, as you step up to this area, you notice through the bars a very strange looking figure. As it matches its gaze with yours and you see these terrible green eyes focusing on you, they start moving closer, and this is where we're going to roll initiative.
Protect the hedgehog.
All right, so as this is occurring, Elliot, you find that you are the quickest to react.
Okay.
Nobody stepped this far into this hallway.
Nope.
I'm not. What the hell?
Let me just go where we go so that it'll happen to us first.
All right. Knowing that Graska's, that he doesn't fight them, I'm going to initiate it a little bit here, Adam, and I'm going to come down to the hallway here, and I'm going to draw my scimitar. And you guys can't see me down the hallway, but I'm going to do my first attack is going to be a green flame blade attack at him.
Okay, you mean your attack will be not first attack, 'cause remember that's cast a spell.
Gotcha. Here we go. Just a singular green flame scimitar.
Your blade does indeed slash into the creature. Go ahead and post damage.
Perfect. And can I attack this one as well with the
green
extra damage?
flames can indeed jump that direction, hitting that one. Okay, so let's see. Is this set up properly? So, it doesn't show us the jump damage. So the jump damage, I think, is, what is it, 1d8 plus your spell mod or something? We'll just read it real quick.
Says 1d8 damage to the target with the hit, and then also the extra is 1d8 plus spellcasting mod. So spellcasting mod is 3.
All right, so I'm applying 7 to the guy you hit, and then roll me a d8. And I'm applying
Nice.
11 as the green flames leap from that one to the other one.
Perfect. And then I just kind of fold back into a defensive stance. Because I can't take my second attack, right?
Correct, because you cast a spell, so that doesn't give you the option for extra attack.
Gotcha.
All right, from the other side, you hear a low, graspy, gravelly voice. Push forward. This one is going to try to attack you around the corner. I'm going to give you cover on this attack as he strikes. Give me a defensive roll, please. Yes, you managed to evade that strike. As we move to Renaud.
Do I help Elliot or do I help the hedgehog?
I got this. It's a choke point. They can't get past me unless they kill me, really. Or push me over.
Don't die. I'll just pop over here. 5, 10, 15. Okay, I can see the guy. I'm gonna go right here. If I shoot an attack through the bars, that's, I'm guessing, some cover for this guy.
If it's like a ray or something that has to physically pass by them, yes.
Let's try a little starburst action then. So that's a charisma save for them.
Okay, so spell effect roll.
Coming right up. Oh, come on. I'm pressing all the wrong buttons.
Okay, you call about a starburst of energy, and as that shocks or lights up the area, seemingly damaging this creature quite badly.
Good. Then bonus action shillelagh on his staff.
Okay. All right, this one is also going to attack towards you, Elliot, with some cover. Oof, this will be a critical hit. Please give me a piercing critical hit against yourself.
I can't remember. Does he get lucky on his defensive rolls?
Oh, I do get lucky. Look at you.
So, hang on a sec. Now, I know we said this last time, but as I was thinking about this, lucky actually is for attack rolls, not anything to do with armor class, right? So, lucky really shouldn't apply, even though this is a defensive roll, because it doesn't apply under base game rules.
It makes sense, because, like, my lucky wouldn't work on your guy rolling a nat 1. You know what I mean?
Right. It's supposed to be affecting your rolls, and just because we're doing defense, you typically wouldn't roll this.
It's all good. I'm cool with that. And it wasn't a bad crit anyways. It's just normal critical.
Yep. Okay. So normal critical. So that'll be...
Gotten to the point now where I've said normal critical is not too bad.
11 points of piercing damage from a short sword. All right. This creature is going to pass through easily as its insubstantial body is able to get right to here, striking out at you, Renaud, as it reaches forth to grasp upon you. It connects against you, Renaud. There's going to be 4 necrotic damage and a con save. All right, you managed to succeed on the save, suffering no other ill effects. Next up is Mei.
Okay, let's see what she can do. All right. I think I click on. Do I need to do an attack and then spend the key to do a stunning strike?
That is correct. Yeah. So stunning strike is not effective until after you've connected. All right. So you stab out with your short sword, but do not connect.
Okay. Just disregard all those rolls then. I'll do another one.
All right. So yes,
for the extra attack.
Yep. So yeah, I was just double checking this. So you have extra attack at level 5.
Mm-hmm. That's right.
Why was I thinking? Oh, okay. For some reason, I was thinking monks didn't get that until 6. All right. Yes, you stab forth, connect this time. Go ahead and post a piercing crit.
Yeah, 5 is like the big level for monks because they get stunning strike and extra attack.
Okay, that is a true crit. So go ahead and post your damage, and we'll take both sides.
Did that work?
Yes. So as you stab forth, as obviously you will only be able to stunning strike on a monk attack, not a weapon, if I remember correctly. But either way, as you stab into this guy, you notice that he's resistant to your strike. But luckily, that is enough anyway from the previous radiant damage to destroy him.
It says when I hit another creature with a melee weapon attack.
Melee, so like you can hit him with a staff and stun them. That's okay. All right. Apparently I've got something to learn on monk.
Me too. I've never played one before. So.
Sadly, I have. I played one not too long ago, and I just forgot all this stuff.
His was a scary monk too.
Indeed. All right. So yes, May, you've destroyed this creature, and it looks like you're okay. Yep.
You also hear Renaud call out when May does that. She knows what she's doing.
Should we help the other little guy?
I think so, yes.
And I think they'll do it.
All right. Elliot, you can hear the clattering of bones as additional figures are trying to move around, but we move to Grask.
Okay, I will move forward some.
Alien, we don't fight them.
You don't fight them. I'm doing a good job.
I'll prepare an action to attack an enemy that comes within range of me.
Okay. Sebastian pops up around the corner and looks. Don't want to get it all your way. Should I come that way? I'll just wait here. And he waits there. All right, moving to this one. Elliot, you're going to notice as this creature tries to push you to the ground, and I will need you to give me your choice of athletics or acrobatics.
Acrobatics on this one.
All right, yes, you easily managed to evade that, and we move to the top of the next round with your turn.
Perfect. I am going to do my green flame blade attack again on the same guy and have the flame go in the same direction it went last time.
So confident he's going to hit. I like it. Let's see it. Indeed, that'll certainly hit. Okay, that slash destroys this one as it's consumed by the green flames. And then you said your modifier was how much?
3, right? It's not your spell attack bonus, right? It's just your spell attack mod, which would be 3.
Yes, yep, that's correct. Okay, so total of 4 damage. You wound the creature.
Okay, I am going to I know I might incur a couple of attacks, but I'm going to try to step back, seeing Grass kind of prepare his axe attack. I'm going to try to move backwards.
All right, and as you do so, yes, throw me 2 defensive rolls, but I'll give you some cover. The first one you easily evade. The second one does manage to hit you even with that cover. So that'll be another 6 points of piercing.
Perfect. So I do like a quick little double roll backwards and then like grab my feet and slide and then hold steady and get ready for anything coming down that hallway.
All right, excellent. Next up is a different creature. I just went ahead and added a new attack for you there, Elliot. It's going to be called Green Flame Second Target. So once that applies, just feel free to click that, and it should automatically roll the damage for you.
Gotcha. I see it. Cool.
Okay, so as the creature gets to here, Grass, do you take your attack?
I will.
Okay, the creature will get some cover. Go ahead and make your attack. No, your axe clatters against the wall as you're trying to strike against the creature. He then steps up to here and focusing on Elliot. Elliot, you're going to notice that he has a long sword in hand. He slashes it towards you, so defense roll there. Okay, yes, you managed to evade that strike, and then you notice with his offhand, it sort of has this dark, like corpulescent energy to it as he reaches out to grasp upon you. And another defense roll.
Is that attack from the Necromancy School of Magic?
No, it's not a spell. He does manage to grasp upon you, dealing 6 necrotic damage and a con save.
So this wouldn't apply to that?
No, because this is not a spell.
Is it con save?
Yes. All right, you managed to succeed on that, suffering no additional ill effects.
Let me take that damage off for you.
All right, this one's going to move up to here and only really can reach Grass, so it's going to attack around that corner. Grass, you'll get some cover. Defensive roll, please. Yes, it also clatters against the wall, not able to get through. Is move to Renaud.
All right, Renaud is moving. Excuse me, Sebastian.
Yes, it's okay.
Let's do... Does they get double cover if I'm shooting through 2 different people?
They get more than single cover, yes.
Yeah. Let's do another little starbursty. That seemed to work out okay the last go around.
That is a good point from May. How tall is Renaud?
I never did that on the
oh my goodness.
Random chart.
That means he's anywhere between 5 and 13 feet tall.
He's let's say 12 feet actually. No, I in my head envision Renaud probably as a maybe slightly shorter humanoid, so somewhere around 5.5 to 6 feet.
Fair enough. All right, so with Mei being only 3 feet tall, I would say she won't add to the additional cover because you can kind of aim over her. But yes, it would still be some cover.
Well, actually, what I'm just now remembering is I can cast Bless. So I'm going to cast Bless on Grask, May, and Elliot.
Yeah, you can see a hair of Elliot there.
Yeah. So there you go. Renaud will cast that and he'll say, strike true and hard, fast. Come on, go. What are you waiting for? And then that'll be his turn.
Okay, May's turn.
Okay, so can I make an attack in grass square?
You can, but if you're sharing the space with him, it's counted as squeezing, which means your attacks are at disadvantage, and if anybody makes attacks against you, they would have advantage.
So I still have the disadvantage if I just make the attack from there and then move. Don't end my turn there.
Correct. Right? Yeah, because you're sharing the space. You're like kind of bumping into each other as you're trying to get into a good position to attack.
Hmm.
Okay, so you step up, scurrying underneath Grask's legs here.
Yes. Now I have a better view of what's going on. Let's. Sorry. I can. Okay, I'm going to make an attack from here.
And are you attacking one just to your, double checking the compass, south, or the one to the southwest? Southeast. Okay, just to your south.
The purple one.
The purple one. All right, I like it.
So that's at a disadvantage?
It is, yeah. So you stab out with your short sword. Luckily, you are blessed, and that will connect.
Hey, one.
The blade carves into the creature as you stab into its shoulder.
Yeah. And I'm like still reading which things are bonus actions and stuff. I'm gonna do my extra attack.
New characters are always like that. No worries. Yes, that one will connect as well. Catching him a second time. This time in the thigh.
All right. Now I'm going to use a key point.
All right. So that's that spend key. And what are you using your key point to do?
Step of the Wind.
Okay, perfect. So you spend 1 point of key, and Step of the Wind allows you to move away without provoking any opportunity attacks.
Yes. And so could I move here to do that?
No, because you would have to move through the enemy in order to get to that space. If you wish to try that, you can use a bonus action to attempt to tumble or to overrun, and that would allow you to move through his space once on this turn. And then, of course, Hugo would let you move through his space, but keep in mind total distance. So you moved into grass space, and he is he's in combat right now, so that would be difficult terrain. So that's 10. Moving through the enemy space would be 20. Moving into Elliot's space would be 30. So you would need 35 feet to get behind Elliot and a successful tumble check. Would you like to attempt that?
No, wait. Tell me about the tumble check again. It's a.
So essentially, you roll acrobatics, and you're just beating his static athletics check. If you succeed, you manage to get past. If you fail, you don't, but it does cost you a bonus action. Oh, actually, I'm sorry. You did Step of the Wind, right? And that's your bonus action.
So that wouldn't work, yeah. So I'll just back up.
Yep, okay. So Step of the Wind, no opportunity attacks. You are free to back up.
That look right?
That's 25 feet approximately, so yeah, you're good. All right, more bones clatter in the hallway. Grask.
Okay, Grask is going to swing his great axe at the creature in front of him, killing them instantly. Do I have to roll, or?
Yeah, we might as well make it official.
Okay, all right. Well, I'll rage then if we're gonna go all the way. And I will do the Tundra Aura, which gives people within 10 feet 3 temp HP.
Okay.
And then I will swing recklessly.
Yes, that attack will connect.
The bless always trips me up with how it shows up there.
You slash into the creature, noticing that your silvered weapon is effective at getting through this creature's damage resistance you may remember from before, wounding it badly.
Ooh, okay. I'm going to attack it again with my second attack. I will not Great Weapon Master this one.
That will hit as well.
I think that one's also reckless.
It is, but it'll only hit.
Doesn't crit?
Based on your line of sight, that will only hit.
Gotcha.
All right, yeah, that'll be enough, though. You slash into the creature, and it collapses to the ground.
Okay, that's my turn.
All right, Sebastian has bow in hand, but you can see he doesn't look like he has any interest in trying to fire past all of you guys. As we move to the top of the round with Elliot.
Cool. Elliot's gonna bonus action second wind. Nice. And he's gonna move forward. And he'll take a green flame scimitar attack again on the guy in the front and use the extra damage if it hits the guy in the back.
Okay. You slash out and do indeed connect on the skeleton. That'll do a total of 15. Yeah, that's enough as you slash in and destroy the creature.
And then here is the, yeah, right? Boom.
All right, and of course, dueling won't apply to that. No worries, you don't have to take that off. I'll know to ignore that. Those flames consume this one as well.
Cool, and then I'm going to take another step back, just hoping I draw them this way.
All right, and that guy is toast, so we'll get rid of him as we move to Renaud.
Stepping up. 5. Let's. I have a feeling the skeletons are not very charismatic, so let's do another starburst on them.
That sounds like a pretty safe bet.
Yeah. As soon as I find the button. There's that spell effect coming up.
Yes, indeed, and that will be enough to destroy the skeleton as well as he collapses to the radiant force.
I guess I just want to see what's down here. So, wait, hold on. It was 5, 10, 15,
Famous
20,
last words.
25. There's another. And I'll step back 30.
Okay, May.
Renaud did say out loud, there's another.
Which direction? What do we do? Where should I go?
He'll point where he just walked out from, and he'll say, to the left, down there.
Okay, so moving through all of these folks should be fine.
None of these guys are engaged at the moment, so you can move through them freely.
He'll say, go to the east and then the north.
Okay.
After Renaud said that, Elliot turned around because he's confused about which direction is north.
I should take keen mind as a feat for Renaud so he can really say that officially.
All right, you rush around the corner, get up next to the creature, stab. Your blade goes in, but you realize the blade goes right between the bones into empty space and does not connect.
You could use a good meal.
The second time, though, as you pull out and swing again, it does connect.
Sorry. Okay, there. Oh, there was a delay. I wasn't appearing.
No worries. I'll take the first one there as you damage the creature with your short sword.
Okay, so as a bonus action, I can make an unarmed strike.
Yes. You punch out, connecting solidly with the creature. Go ahead and post damage. You realize this creature is particularly vulnerable to bludgeoning damage as you pop it with your elbow and it just shatters into a million pieces. And guys, we are out of combat. See how easy battles are in this campaign?
That's what I was thinking this whole time. I was going to have my character be like, you guys make this look easy.
Adam had to make us fight the level 1 enemies again just so we could remember what winning felt like.
Yeah, it's a
Yes,
confidence boost. Elliot's gonna say, okay, well, we should rob Lux before he gets back down here. Don't
Wait,
look
is
at
he
me
what?
like that. I don't know. I assume he's got some good stuff, though.
Do we really even know where he stays?
Have you guys ever looked in the store?
I don't know.
It's so hard not being able to answer that question.
Libby's like, I don't know.
Only as 3 different people.
Oh, okay, this is the way to the staircase. So maybe we go back to where Ushlux is always studying, see if we can find something. What do you guys think?
We could check out Scar's room. He's not there for sure.
Yeah, let's go find some things to make money on.
The things we fought, did they drop anything of value or was it just garbage?
Weapons, as far as like scrap armor on the skeletons, some weapons, short swords. The one creature that you defeated had a long sword and was wearing some studded leather. But if you want to spend like a minute looking through, you can see if they have anything of value.
I'll do that.
Sure.
I'll help him real quick, Adam.
All right, Grass, go ahead and give me a blind check.
And I am proficient in investigation, so...
I have a strange feeling Grass is not, though.
Okay, Elliot should lead this.
Is he checking all of them, or should I roll separately for the one that I killed over here?
Since everything's dead pretty close, I would assume we can just do one check to cover it all.
Can Elliot do the check?
Sure.
This is a bad roll. I knew it was coming.
So that has to be a blind check, just so you don't know whether you found anything or not.
Gotcha.
And then second of all, just as an FYI, when you're searching bodies like this, it would only be something that's like crazy hidden, would you not find? Like when you search bodies, you don't just like get bored and like move away. So it would have to be something very particularly hidden, like if there was a gem embedded in the skeleton's femur or something like that, you might not find it, but just in the pockets and that kind of stuff, you're going to find stuff regardless of your roll. However, searching all these guys, you don't find anything valuable other than what is already obvious.
Check the femurs for gems.
That's not real. It's an urban legend.
Maggie whispers to Renaud, should we push on that trap door so they still think they're under attack?
Way ahead of you, and Elliot's climbing the ladder, and he's gonna try to repeat the thumping.
And then from the other side, you hear...
He's stupid. That should work just fine. Buy us a few more minutes.
I think the place that Ushalux usually is up ahead here. Let's take a look.
You know, thankfully, I'm not too much stronger than a skeleton, so I might have been perfect to do that, actually.
So the armor and stuff that you mentioned there, can we gather that up?
It's armor scrap, so you don't think it would be worth anything. The one guy was wearing studded leather, but it looks like it is old and damaged, so you might be able to get something for it, but probably very little.
Okay, all right, I gotcha.
Anything chilling out in here that might have been Ushalux stuff?
On just a brief scan around the room, no.
Can I first take a look at this statue, Adam? Is it a figure that I would recognize?
Let's see. The simple shrine is dominated by a larger-than-life statue of, and give me a blind check. I don't know if anybody's recognized. I feel like somebody has. Anybody remember if they spotted who this was?
Is this the Pale Rider? Who's
Cold Rider. But yes, that means
Rider.
obviously you did find it. So yes, this is a statue in service to the Cold Rider, who is sort of this enigmatic dark deity. You can think of him as anytime something bad happens, people are often blaming him or saying he had something to do with it. He's sort of that mysterious dark figure that's always lingering on the prowls.
2 questions. First, does the statue look like significantly old and weathered, or does it look, like a recent addition?
Old and weathered.
And then the second question is, can I take a few minutes to kind of walk around, inspect it, running my hands over it, see if I find any, hidden inscriptions or secret compartments, since Ushlux is always standing here and we don't ever get a chance to actually inspect it?
You can, yes. Give me another blind check.
Renan, you want to do that thing where, I don't know what you call it, you, like... What?
Guide you?
Yeah. Is it really that simple?
No. And he'll cast guidance on Elliot.
Alright, there's that, and then...
On a perusal of the statue, looking for anything of significance, writings, anything looks out of the ordinary, Elliot comes up with nothing.
It looks like a statue. Should we go check out Scar's room?
Fine. I think we took most of the things out of there unless he's found more trinkets, which is possible.
Don't touch the statue.
I remember. I touched it last time and those things attacked me.
Grask, as you make your way around the corner, you notice to the north in the hallway here a shadowy, veiled figure that seems to be looking to the north.
I'm going to try and sneak back if I can and alert the others, like wave them.
It doesn't seem as though it has spotted you, so you are free to move.
Strength trainer.
All right. Let's leave the room for now.
We can take it from a distance, but I don't want to be the one to fight it. I need my strength.
Well, does it float? Or does it walk?
I think they float? I don't know. They're like ghost things, right?
They all float down here on level 1.
Oh, man. Please don't spawn any clowns in, thank you.
I'll do my best.
We fought them before, Elliot. When they attack, they sap your strength.
Well, maybe we draw him into this room and we all barrage him with ranged attacks, maybe?
I don't have a lot of those.
I can move it back. Do we want to tackle it then?
Yes, we need to advance.
Renaud is going to come on here and he's going to start blasting, Danny DeVito style.
Wait. Well, I see him like start to do his little dance and I put my hands up and, point at Sebastian and tell him to raise his bow, and then I'm going to pull out my hand crossbow as well instead of my scimitar.
All right, I will lock the tokens here. So as you start getting yourself into position here, Renaud, trying to move to this area and then essentially get ready to cast your spell, I'm going to ask for a blind check to see if there's any chance this creature has spotted you. It has. So as you come down this area, looking by the statue and sort of turn and thinking the idea of I'm going to cast this spell, you notice it's already flying in your direction. And this is where we will roll initiative. All right, so as this plan is declared and you start to notice Renaud moving off to that direction, Mei, you are the first to react.
I think I'm still locked.
You are indeed. There you go. And I think Bless is only 1 minute, right?
Who blessed me?
Oh, that was earlier. That was Renaud. It's only a minute.
Okay, so we will assume that that has faded.
Yeah, I think it's been that long.
We're efficient. Okay. Mei had her dart engaged. How exactly are darts thrown? I've never.
Believe it or not, it's kind of just, it's fairly similar to like the bar game. If you ever actually thrown a dart like in a bar, so basically you grip onto it and you just throw it as hard as you can, trying to hit him with the sharp point.
I wasn't sure if it was like a blow.
No, blowgun. No, that's a different weapon that does exist in the game, but no, it's not that.
Interesting. Okay. Well, we're gonna throw a couple darts at the first one.
All right, and it is currently 25 feet away from you, which means based on the range of the dart, these attacks will be at disadvantage. The first dart does strike into the shadowy creature, though. Go ahead and post damage. And you're going to notice that when it strikes into the creature, this creature seems somewhat hurt, but not much.
Well, that is a dart. And we'll do another one.
This one, however, misses.
And, oh shoot. Am I at 40 already?
I was not tracking your movement. Do you remember where you started? I think it was like up here, right? I think you're at 30?
I think I'm at 35.
35? Okay.
Or 30. Yeah, 35. I think I was past Sebastian. So I'm just going to step back like that.
All right, and Sebastian draws that arrow, has it knocked and ready to go, and seems as though he is prepared to fire as we move to Renaud.
Anyway, I started blasting. Those are not at advantage, but 25
They
and
will
13.
both hit.
I'm going to blast them back 10 feet on each of these as much as I can.
You blast him back 10 feet on the first one, but on the second one, it smacks into him and he dissolves.
Duh. Thumbs up from Renaud. Matt, however, is suspicious because Adam hasn't said, and we are out of initiative. So he'll say, Renaud will say, there may be more. Hold on. That's his turn. Oh, bonus action, Shillelagh.
Another one of these shadowy creatures comes out, moving its full movement to get right here as it's sort of focused on Renaud, but luckily it notices a little hedgehog folk right next to it, so it will strike out, but indeed Sebastian's arrow will fire. Critically hitting the creature.
You know, look at him and say, see, you should have listened to me sooner.
All right, so as the creature is struck, it seems to have a lasting wound. Okay, the creature, however, will indeed reach out, trying to grasp onto Mei. Mei, give me a defense roll, please. The creature reaches out and does indeed grasp upon you, Mei. for 11 points of necrotic damage, and your strength is going to be reduced by 1d4. Go ahead and roll that 1d4 yourself. All right, now this one, I seem to recall, let me see if I remember this correctly. Perfect. Okay, so if anybody else gets this strength drain, a way to do this, I know this came up before. If you go over to the gear cog, you're going to notice in the middle it says attribute options. You can just put where it says strength plus a -3 in there. And then back on the main screen, you're going to notice that it has the appropriate value now. So maybe you'll notice your reduced strength, but if you put your cursor on that reduced strength, you'll see your real strength pops up. So that lets you know, oh yeah, that's right, I've got a different value here. So once that fades, you just go back to the gear cog and remove it from the penalty section, and it never affects your actual score. Hopefully that made sense. Let me know if not.
Yep.
Excellent. Okay, we move to Elliot's turn.
Okay, Elliot had his crossbow drawn, but seeing that, or hearing that Renard said he took one down, and then seeing this one come up, he's going to drop his crossbow and interact with object, pull out his scimitar from its sheath.
Roll me a 1d100 here, Elliot, as you drop your fancy and small, elaborate, delicate hand crossbow to the stone ground. Okay, and then you rush up here.
And I'm going to take both scimitar attacks.
You slash out no longer blessed, correct?
Yep, I'm sorry about that.
No worries. That will connect. Okay, you realize the creature is resistant even to your silvered weapon. The second one also connects. And this is enough to destroy the creature as it seemingly unwinds and is gone. And guys, we are out of combat.
Thanks,
Nice.
Elliot.
Told you, it's a little dangerous.
All right, and with that successful completion of the battle, and as we're right at the halfway mark here, let's go ahead and pause, guys, and take our 15-minute break.
Okay.
Good job, guys. 2 for 2 so far.
Let's tally up our loot and get out of here.
Welcome everybody back to the second half of Scarlet Citadel. Let's see how the group fares with their journeys throughout the Citadel.
Can we say Elliot went back and picked up his hand crossbow, made sure it was okay?
You notice it has like a little bit of a dent on it, but it seems to be completely fine.
Cool. I'll just hook it back on my belt and sheath my scimitar and just have a shield in an open hand.
Okay.
Can Maggie recover her 2 darts?
She can recover one of them as it looks as though the other one has been destroyed from contact with the wall.
I know that we had already searched this before, Adam, but could I give it a good once-over, knowing that it's been some time between those two things and Scar's not here to rush me or anything?
Sure, yeah, give me a blind check as you begin investigating the room. It's still as filthy as you remember it, or as your companions have told you. There's this sort of straw in the northwest corner there that is very moldy and maggoty. You can see actual bugs and things moving through it. As you take a peek through the chest, it seems as though it's completely empty, and looking like the barrel still has this really rancid looking water. You find nothing new here or any kind of treasure that gives you the impression Scar's acquired anything new.
Doesn't look like he's got anything new, but that's not too surprising.
All right. Well, do we head down to the second level now?
Nothing in there then.
Nothing worth taking with us.
Is it my audio or Elliot's that's out?
Probably
Can-
yours. I heard him.
Okay, it's mine. One sec, I'll fix it.
You guys can feel free to continue moving while he's adjusting technical issues. How could the whole group die before Grass gets back? I mean, come on.
Ooh, don't tempt us.
Was there anything worth going this way for?
I don't think so. There's that hole in the ground, but I think you said that there were bats that lived under it.
Yeah, something like that, but Grass threw that table on top of it. Well, let's make our way to the second level and check what's behind that secret door.
All right. It's not
What's-
that way.
What's through here, though?
That's the room where you lost your friend, I think. As I
Oh.
recall you telling me before. I've never been in there myself, but this way. Do we want to tell Ushalux and them that it is safe to come down?
No, they're not our friends.
If they are down here, they may call off their allies.
I mean, sure, but the allies could have been a bluff to begin with.
Maybe.
I just don't think it's worth our time. Plus, I mean, if they come down here and there's a bunch more undead that just happen to kill them, then, well, they just did us a favor.
Renat's gonna kind of shrug.
What's down these stairs?
I do believe that is just another room. There is a trip plate in there somewhere that will close it off both ends. It's more of a trap, I think.
Guess I'll keep going.
I think. Yes, that is that room. Your old friend marked it with some chalk.
All right, guys, so it hasn't been too long since you made your way down to the second floor. Remember, you exited, took an hour of a short rest, so it might have been an hour and a half or so since you've been down there. Is everybody taking the spiral staircase and making their way down to the second level?
I think so.
Obviously, we want to be careful for the trap, but yeah, I think it's our intention to go down a level.
And what does be careful for the trap? What does that entail?
I think we should do like we did last time, send one person to trigger it and stand out of the way, and then everyone else come down safely.
Okay, who wants to be the person to trigger?
You want me to go?
I
I
mean, yeah,
haven't done
you're better with. Usually we have Hugo do it, but it's not really my thing.
I'll go. I have a variety of ways to get out of trouble if anything terrible happens.
Okay, so safe to say here, Renaud, you're basically walking down the stairs, just looking around carefully, remembering where the pressure plate is and trying to just avoid it?
Yeah, I did mark it with chalk. So those marks that are actually on the map are, I think, essentially there.
Okay.
If they haven't been wiped away.
Okay, so yes, you seem to be remembering one of the pressure plates. Perhaps you have forgotten about the other one. So as you make your way down the steps, go ahead and throw me a blind check.
I think I marked both of them, but let me hit the check. At least I've meant to say I marked both of them because there was the second one that was there, but
So as you get to the bottom, perhaps you step on this pressure plate without realizing it and then quickly move away from it knowing what's coming, but no acid comes down and you are able to draw the conclusion that it takes longer than an hour for this trap to be regenerated. You call your companions down below and all of you start making your way down.
all right. And I assume there wasn't anyone in the hallway here when I came down.
No, you didn't see anybody, right?
I don't know. I just got here. All right. Do we want to try this door here?
We do. Krask, you up and running? Check 1, 2.
Hello.
Loud and clear. Roger, Dodger. All right, Adam, is this door, can I feel if it's locked or not?
It is locked.
Okay, I'll pull my thieves' tools out and see if I can break in.
Okay, you spend about a minute or two here trying to unlock this. Go ahead and give me a blind check.
Cool, I am proficient with thieves' tools, so let's say dexterity.
Dexterity.
Can I
Right, I can.
help him because I'm proficient in it too, or
Unfortunately, when it comes to like picking locks, there's really not enough room for two people to try to pick a lock simultaneously. You kind of just bump into each other.
okay.
Now, if he fails, you could certainly try on your own, like he just did. Yeah, unable to unlock this here, Elliot. It does not want to give.
I'd say let me give it a try.
Yeah,
But
you
I need your thieves' tools because I don't have any.
Yeah. And maybe have Renaud do his thing where he gives you that guidance, right? Is that what you called it?
Yes, that is. Hold on. And I'll try and like not hit any of the spiky parts of the hedgehog and give them guidance.
All right, as you cast guidance, go ahead and post that for me. All right, and then Mei, roll a 1d4. As you cast the spell with this verbal component, the sound of your voice carrying out, you hear through the door
There's something on the other side of this door.
Do you continue to try to pick it, Mei?
Yeah. Elliot wants to go in it.
The door has been unlocked.
Was that Mei that unlocked it, or did someone else unlock it?
Mei feels as though she's been successful in unlocking it. And remember, every time you change levels here, guys, the light won't stay because obviously it's separate tokens. So if you had a light on you that you don't, feel free to add a light now.
We can't waste time. They know we're here. I'm opening the door.
Go.
Hey, let's do it.
All right, I'm going to block the tokens here so I can give you a description. All right, so as you open this door, you notice 3 large metal vats dominate the center of this huge room. The vats emit burps of gas and splashes of foul-smelling, thick liquid. Slime drips or squirts from cracked hoses patched with rags and resin. Occasionally, a shudder runs through the whole assembly. Work tables around the vats are covered with beakers, vials, burners, bowls of powder, bottles of liquid, grinders, forceps, heavy gloves, jars of ink, quills, and paper. Imp-like creatures of elemental composition flit across the tables, sending papers flying and knocking over glass beakers that shatter on the stone floor. A nook in the south wall serves as a reading area with a chair, a lampstand, and shelved books and scrolls. A similar nook in the north wall is occupied by simple living arrangements, a bed, a chest, a cooking grate piled with dishes. You also notice that there is a woman and a small creature nearby. I think some of you may have spotted this woman before. but if not, maybe not. She seems to be very much preoccupied with the contraption here in the center of the room. So as the door opens, you see she kind of looks, sees you, and just like ignores you as she goes back to examining this contraption.
Actually, didn't catch that. Can you show me us one more time? Thank you.
Sure thing.
Well, she looks chill.
She's got a bomb.
If we're gonna go that way, Adam, I am gonna shut this door. Just so we might potentially hear something if something comes around behind us.
Somebody go negotiate.
Yeah, I will go and talk.
Yeah, everybody turns and looks at Renaud.
All right. Greetings. Bonjour.
She does not respond. You see her looking at this contraption. She's running her finger down some of the nozzles and the hosings. You can see her kind of put a hand to her chin, shake her head a little bit, looks down at the little creature to her side, nods, and you see it kind of gives it this like little perfunctory nod back. You see she continues examining it, looking at the vat. Seems very, very much preoccupied with this work.
Renaud's going to give the patience gesture to the group and kind of step forward a little more, not saying anything, trying to look non-threatening, and just kind of get closer while observing, and maybe now that he's close to one of these tables, see if he can read or see anything on the paperwork there.
Give me a blind check as you scan this area real quick. I imagine as you're doing this, Renaud, with these flying imp-like creatures nearby you, you're a little bit concerned, so you're not able to really focus, right? Your eyes are kind of like darting around. You certainly see that there is some paperwork here. Seems to be some bottles, but yeah, you can't really make heads or tails of what they are as you're sort of feeling like you're stepping into the lion's den a bit here.
Sorry to bother you. Do you know of the gnome that wanders these halls?
You hear 6 input, 4, 3, no, 2, the cloud, no, smoke, 3, 6, 4, 2, no, 16, no, 2.
Renaud is not a smarty pants, but does that make any sense to him and kind of like what she's doing?
No, it sounds as though she, obviously she's trying to maybe think of something or calculate something, but what that is, who knows?
Would you like some help?
You get the impression that she is so focused on this that she's really not listening to you in the slightest. She's just very, very concerned about this contraption in the middle of the room.
How are the little flying things responding?
They're obviously watching you pretty closely, and they have these very mischievous-looking grins on their faces, and their eyes kind of open and then close. You get the impression almost of like maybe, I don't know, mischievous cats or something that are like sort of looking at their prey kind of thing.
Adam, scanning around the room, looking at the desk and the tables, do I see any more of those ink jars that had that ink that killed Corin? Or
man, Corin
almost
died
killed
in
him?
so many different places in this place. Blind check, please.
I wasn't here, so Elliot just makes up a new way every time. But he does know that ink's dangerous.
Again, I imagine, much like Renaud, you are also a bit distracted here, but you scan around, you don't spot any of those obvious things.
And just maybe I'll make another check, but after I like look around and don't really notice, what I'm gathering is it sounds like this lady is doing like she's working on like some kind of experiments with these vats. From what I remember from the other rooms, there was that one that like broke. Do I see any similarities between those vats that had that broken liquid that spilled all over that room and these in here?
No, those very large vats, the one that was a little bit cracked, that was massive, and it sort of was like took up a good chunk of the room. These look more similar to the ones in the room where it was the acrid smell, and you could actually feel sort of like the burning in your throat as you walked through there. But you'll notice that there's no caps on these vats, so they're essentially just exposed to the air. Now, interestingly enough, in this room, you don't have that acrid feel. So you assume the composition of these chemicals must be different than whatever is in that other room.
And how tall are the vats? Like, is it tall enough for someone who's 3 foot to like see over the top, or are they taller than we are?
No, they're pretty large. I would say maybe about 8 feet high from the ground.
Okay, cool. And does it like, are they like boiling? Can I see bubbles and stuff from the top?
Occasionally, yes. Yep. You can see, like, you can hear popping sounds every now and again, but the movement really comes more from the apparatus that is this object. So all these hoses that are connected, you'll hear like occasionally like a suction sound, and you'll see one of the hoses like starts to shake a bit and kind of rattles, and all these pieces seem to be kind of being stressed at different times.
Renaud is going to keep moving forward slowly, deliberately, not threateningly. All of the Lees. If she doesn't react, he's going to get here at the table and kind of lean on it, sort of almost striking a pose, and he'll say, "This is very interesting work that you are completing."
And as you say this, Renaud, you see this sort of like slumped shoulders as she spins and looks towards you and says, "You're interrupting my work!" But you notice that as she spins, her hand, like her forearm, actually hits one of these little levers, and it has like a spinning handle on it. You see, it sort of spins really quickly, and all of a sudden you notice a massive reaction from the center here as the whole thing shakes and then explodes.
Oh. Oh, come on.
Oh, goodness.
All right, as that happens, at the same time, you'll notice the explosion is centered around a very massive looking, it's even hard to say what this creature is, but it bursts forth through this concoction to fill up this area. And with that, I'm going to move us all into initiative order.
Wow, that is a low initiative roll for them.
All right, we move to the top of the round. So as all of this is happening, Mei, you will be the first to react, but as this explodes, like you notice on the screen where this is all connected, the amount of material here on the ground, there's so much of it that has exploded from these vats. You're looking at anywhere between a foot and a half of this sort of gelatinous material that has exploded all over this area. At the same time, as those of you that are sort of standing nearby get caught in this explosion, you can feel yourself kind of get doused with this material, and obviously it is having some kind of an effect on you that we will experience once it's your turn. So Mei, it is your turn.
Does it appear that the green stuff is on the move?
And by the green stuff, do you mean the massive amalgamation in the center?
No, just the spillage. I'm worried about whether it's continuing to expand.
On a quick glance, with just like a second or two, it does not appear to be, no.
Okay. May is like, I guess you guys weren't kidding when you said this place is dangerous. This is a little out of her pay range, so she's gonna shakily pull out a dart and throw it at this big green wave.
Okay, fair enough. All right, your dart flies towards the creature and sort of pokes it in the edge. Hard to tell what that does, but yeah, go ahead and post damage. All right, yes, the dart does indeed puncture into the creature. Whether that did anything, it's hard to say.
Well, that was a fun experiment. Man, there's just like, this is not my skill set. Okay, I'll throw another one at it.
Yes, that one connects as well.
And now it has some darts. And she's just gonna take a step back because she's just like, this is scary.
Right. Alrighty, down below here, you notice Elliot. Probably you're the first one to notice this as you see this little flying creature looks towards the massive blobby creature that's appeared in the center, and you see its mouth kind of opens wide, and then you see it go. And Elliot, all right, so it is your turn. You are currently in this concoction. As it is upon you, you realize it is difficult to move through because it is quite sticky. So everything around you that's sort of sticking to you, your feet, your legs, like everything's sticking to one another, this area is considered difficult terrain. Oh, I'm sorry. Actually, one more thing. Give me a dexterity saving throw as well. And actually, Renaud, you can throw this now as well. This was supposed to happen. I was looking for where this was written. So yeah, go ahead and throw a dex as well, Renaud. Okay, so with the force of the explosion, Renaud, you are knocked prone.
I'm sorry, Adam. I missed you. My wife said my wife had texted me. What did I need a dex save on my side?
Yes, dex save, please.
I'm still blessed. Sorry about that.
Yep, no worries. You will fail as well. So with the explosion, the force of this explosion, you are also knocked prone.
Okay. Well, I will use half my movement to stand back up on my turn.
Okay.
So that's 15. I see the big creature, but I'm going to disengage and try to climb up on top of this table.
Okay. So this is difficult terrain that you're moving through at the moment. So as you back away, disengage, call that 10. Climbing up on the table. Yeah, 5 would probably work. So you can get there with 30.
Okay. And then I'll draw my hand crossbow. And in my turn.
Okay, Renaud, you are currently prone on the ground. It is your turn.
I am going to stand up.
Okay.
And then I'm going to... this thing's pretty close, and I really don't want it to touch me, so we're going to Eldritch Blast it away from me. I'm within melee range, so they're at disadvantage.
All right. Yeah, it's pretty massive. It's kind of hard to miss. So, yes, the blast will indeed strike it.
So that's 6 force, and I'm going to move it 10 feet away.
So, post the whatever that one is that allows you to push back, because I want to see something real quick. All right.
It's
So
one
yes.
of those ones just says a creature.
Yes, and I was looking to see if it was a condition or anything like that. So yes, as you push into the big blob, it does indeed get pushed backwards.
We're going to do that one more time.
Yeah, that one will connect as well.
And I'm going to push it another 10 feet. And then I think Renaud's going to... that's 10. And then would this last step be 5?
Yes.
Or is it all? Okay. Then I'll just take one last step. So I did all that bonus action shillelagh. I have barely used that yet, but I want it ready when it actually comes time.
All right, fair enough. And we move to Grask's turn.
Okay, can I size this thing up? Can I tell if this is a thing I can actually beat? is this thing beatable at all, or is it just like a force of nature, like a tidal wave?
So what I will say is, if you don't want to use an action, you can make just a blind check to see if you recognize or can draw any conclusions. But this will be only high level details. If you're really using an action, basically spend your turn sort of studying it, its movement, see if you can draw conclusions that way. If you roll high enough, you can learn resistances, immunities, stuff like that.
I'll spend my action to do it.
Okay, sure. Go ahead and throw me a blind check.
Can we see how, like, that little green thing is reacting to being in contact with it?
So it is flying, the little green thing, so it is quite a bit above where this blob creature is at the moment, and it seems to be, just, I guess you could say, trying to stay away from it. Yeah, as you're looking at this creature, Grask, you're trying to gauge, like, any weaknesses, strengths, or just anything that would help you here, but you're not maybe the most studied individual. Nothing comes to mind.
Okay. I don't want to advance on it because I don't know enough about it, but I will move over here near my friends. How high in the air are those creatures?
The ones here on the south side, maybe 15 feet up. North, probably similar. All right, you're going to notice this woman here looks, again, quite surprised, and you see her start moving.
All right, bye. We'll see you later.
This very small creature that was nearby her that perhaps you guys didn't make out right away. You notice it also is trying to skitter as it's kind of sliding about in this bit of muck and this material that is on the ground. You're going to notice as it vanishes from your sight.
We'll see you later, too.
All right, Sebastian's turn. You notice him also looking a little odd. He looks towards Mei. Do you fire up it? What do you think?
Shoot it!
I don't think it's doing anything.
And he will take a longbow shot at it. The arrow seems to connect, but again, hard to tell if it's doing anything. All right, this little creature that's flying, it seems to retreat more towards the corner of the room. Okay, at the end of the round here, the big creature. You notice it begins to move, and this move is very slow. It's like a roiling movement as it just kind of spreads out, stretches, and tries to move. As it moves further in this direction, again, quite slowly as it does, you can just see it spinning almost as it is overcoming these different areas as we move to Mei.
Did we follow her, or am I running the other way?
She's the one who makes them. We should probably take her out. But I don't know if you should chase her.
I'm sorry, I moved my token by accident. Alright. I don't really want to hang out and see what this thing does, so I guess we shouldn't separate, so I'm gonna dash. Does that look good to you?
I believe you're essentially next to Sebastian. Looks about right, yep. All right, this one also flying around in the corner here as we move to Elliot.
Okie dokie. Elliot is going to As a bonus action, you guys see him kind of like strike the goo off of his boots, and as he after he does, he kind of runs his hands over them, and they seem like polished and shiny. And he is going to sprint and jump off of here. And his movement will bring him to here, and Expeditious Retreat gives him the ability to dash as a bonus action. So he is going to come around the corner. And 10, 15, 20, 25, 30. Okay, I can get right up to her. And yeah, let's can I say I know I'm still gonna move at him, but can I say from here I stop, took a shot, and then move forward?
Sure.
Perfect. Here it comes, crossbow shot.
And your shot is at her?
Yep.
Okay. All right, yes. As you fire a shot, it does indeed connect with her. Go ahead and post damage.
Oh, no dueling style on that.
Okay, the bolt strikes her in the back, and you hear her angrily as she looks back as she's sort of still moving, and you see her start moving her hand towards her belt.
And I'm gonna look at her and just say, stop creating these crazy freaking oozes. They keep killing people.
Maybe we should talk to her.
Renaud's turn.
Renaud is going to look over at Grask, and he'll say, I think there are some valuable things. Maybe grab some. And then he's going to turn to the giant thing and Eldritch Blast it some more. 15 hit?
It does indeed.
10 feet back, please. And another.
Yes, that Eldritch Blast will connect as well.
So there's that. Another, however far, just keep shoving them back there. I think that will be it for the moment for him. I think he'll say to Grass, I think I can keep it over there indefinitely. So see if Elliot needs help. And that's his turn.
All right, up next is Grask.
Yeah, I don't think this thing was made with repelling blast in mind. Grass says to Renaud,
I don't want to check the tables. There could be more traps like the ink.
so he's going to run past him towards where the others went. So here's 30. I think I've got 40. Let me check my sheet. Let me remember. Yeah, it's 40. So I can get to here. And I will dash to get here. Can I tell which way she's trying to go?
To the south.
Let me go look at the compass. Okay, then this is where I want to be.
Okay.
There's a normal compass level, right?
It is, yes. Okay, so you notice as you guys surround her, she basically grabs these things and is just slamming these vials, slamming them into the ground as you notice multiple effects suddenly explode all around you. So we're going to take these once at a time. So first of all, the first one that smacks down, I will need both of you to make dexterity saving throws.
Who's the both?
That would be Grass
Me
and
and you.
Elliot.
Oh, crap.
Okay, so Grask, you will succeed. Elliot, you will fail, so you're going to suffer 13 points of acid damage, and you're grappled. So as she smashes this concoction on the ground, you notice this sticky black pudding seemingly spreads really quick. Grass, perhaps you hop back out of the way, but it definitely covers you here, Elliot, striking you and holding you firm to the ground. The next concoction that explodes nearby releases this gelatinous vapor in the air, and I'll need both of you to give me Constitution saves. Okay, so you're both going to succeed on this. So you're going to half this damage. So as this acidic vapor spreads out in the area, you both suffer 6 points of acidic damage.
Elliot, we both got 3 temp HP.
Good call.
And finally, this last concoction she throws out, you notice it spreads these fibers that seem to cling onto you. So she just sort of smashes it, and it starts to spread in this area, and it has a very strange smell to it. And you notice the things that you are wearing and wielding start sizzling. From there, she is going to move here. And that will be her turn. Mei, from where you're standing, you hear this little pitter-pat foot nearby you, but you don't see anything.
I say, you can join us. We'll protect you.
But instead, it is going to focus this on Grask. Grask, I need a wisdom saving throw.
It's a Grask specialty.
My specialty.
There you go. So you feel this really strange sensation as though an effect is like striking your mind, and you realize it's trying to frighten you, but you manage to fight through it as the creature now reappears from its invisible state. The poor NPC that you guys left back here will take a shot, and that'll connect.
The French get it done.
Sebastian, run!
It makes a lot of sense for the French to be way in the back.
You will see the creature tries rolling forth, not very quick at all, as we move to Mei.
Well, we probably could have negotiated, but here we go. So he's gonna stab out at the little buddy. She thinks this thing is about my size.
But unfortunately, she fumbles. Go ahead and roll a melee fumble. Holy moly. Oh, that's all Libby's luck right there. All right, so you lose your footing while attacking and fall head first. You fall prone, so let's go ahead and put that on you. And you roll a con save. Failing that save, you're going to take 2d6 damage. So that'll be 7 points of damage, and you're knocked unconscious. So the way I imagine this is as you're coming down the stairs here, Mei, you like slip on some of this maybe trailing goo that's fallen off some of the companions and this woman here. Slip on it, fall over, smack, and slam your head into the ground very hard. So you suffer this damage, and essentially you are just knocked unconscious.
That sounds about right.
Right, I know that's your luck right these days. So of course
I'm guessing I don't get my extra attack.
Correct, right? Yes, you are unconscious, flat on the ground. So this flying little creature is just sort of flying in the corner here as we move to Elliot's turn. So Elliot, you are currently grappled.
Okie dokie. Grapple just means my speed's 0, right?
Correct.
And then I have some disadvantage on a few things, but
nope, just speed 0.
Okay, so Elliot will drop his what's the word I'm looking for, Adam? Hand crossbow.
Okay.
And he will bonus action, since he might be it might be gooed up and it might be hard for him to get. He'll bonus action weapon bond his scimitar to teleport it to his hand. And then he's going to take his first strike against the lady.
Okay, and this is just a silvered scimitar. So as you pull the silver scimitar out of its, or summon it out of its sheath, you notice almost immediately it starts to sizzle. And as you swing out and connect, you go ahead and post damage.
This lady.
All right, your scimitar does indeed carve into her.
And second attack.
This one will also connect. She is wounded a second time.
That's all I got.
Okay, Renaud.
Renaud's going to say, "What the hell is going on in there?" He's going to fire off 2 Eldritch Blasts at the ooze to keep it in its place. 1. I just rolled that.
That'll certainly hit. And believe it or not, that'll hit as well.
Oh, wow. Oozes are not typically known for having a high AC.
No, not at all. Just big batches, you know?
Then he's going to move over here. What are you all doing? Can I at a glance know about that part where it said if Hedgehog Friend takes any damage or gets healed? I mean, like, what do I know? They just look unconscious and...
You notice your hedgehog friend just lying out on the ground, spread out, like you almost imagine someone just picked her up and just dropped her and she pancaked on the ground. So I would say from here you don't notice anything that would give you any impression. If you wanted to use healing, I would say that's certainly reasonable. You can tell she's wounded.
Yeah. Of course, Elliot's almost half dead too.
Save the hedgehog!
Yeah, we have to save the hedgehog. Healing Light to May. It's a bonus action. So they get 4 hit points back. And I assume don't wake up.
Correct, yeah. So this one says only until you receive damage or 1 minute has passed.
Yeah. Okay.
Isn't healing just negative damage?
Yeah, good try.
I should have Eldritch Blasted her too. I am going to just move 5 feet back because I know there's a lot of explosions coming out of this room. And that's going to be my turn.
All right, Grass, your turn. Similarly, you can see holding onto your axe, it is just sizzling.
What exactly do you mean by that? Like, is it becoming hot?
Nope. Imagine like bubbling appearing on the blade, and you can see like it's little bubbles of liquid that are sort of boiling up and dripping off. I mean, you could certainly take an action to examine it if you wish.
No, I have better things I got to do right now. So I'm gonna step here to not have a wall between us, and I'm gonna recklessly attack this bad dude.
Okay. You recklessly attack but miss.
And the second one.
That one will connect. Your axe slashes into her, wounding her.
And the Hungry Jaws for a bonus action.
That will connect as well.
All right, that's everything in my toolkit. I'm done.
All right, you're going to notice that she quickly grabs a vial from her side, and you see all this in very rapid motion as she reaches down, grabs it, flips off the top stopper, and downs this potion in a much faster than you've seen anybody do before. Almost like maybe she's an expert with potions or something. This seems to make her suddenly lift off the ground, so that was a bonus action to drink that potion, and then she uses her action to disengage as she starts moving. And you notice she's essentially flying at this point. This little creature looks back towards May and goes, yeah, and suddenly vanishes from sight. All right, Sebastian will take a shot. hitting once again. Okay, Renaud, from where you're standing, you notice this guy flies over here and he looks down towards you and says, "Ah, that's no fun!" And he actually slashes out trying to hit you. So I will need a defense roll. Yes, you see this coming a mile away and you just essentially duck and he does not connect. The big jelly tries to move closer. Still unconscious, unfortunately, Mei, as we move to the next creature. This one, similarly, Renaud, you notice it flies up, is going to fly over to get into a flanking position with you and also try to strike. Yes, once again, you're able to evade this strike as we move to Elliot's turn. Still grappled to this black pudding stuff on the ground.
Can I take my scimitar and take a couple of slashes at the goo and see if I can break myself free?
So the way this is treated is you can try to break the grapple, which requires an athletics check to break free, as this is what's sticking you to the ground. Let me just see if it has anything can be destroyed. No, it does not.
Okie dokie. I'll give it my best shot, but it's not really my forte. So athletics check coming up. Try to break it.
So this is an action, just so you're aware. You spend your action essentially trying to break free.
Yeah.
Okay. Unfortunately, no. You are still stuck to the ground.
I'm gonna look at Grask and just say, "Rip me out of here."
All right, Renaud, you find yourself in between two sneaky flying creatures.
Yeah. Hold on. Just looking. Renaud's gonna say, "You little bastards." He's gonna cast Armor of Agathis on himself.
Okay.
So that'll be 15 hit points of temporariness. And that was his main action. I think I'm going to... I'm going to try and move away from them. Perhaps enticing an attack of opportunity.
All right, so they are flying above you, so yep, you could do that. So the first one will indeed try to strike you. Nice, that will count as a fumble. Go ahead and roll a melee fumble. Renaud's defense rolls are on point right now.
Yeah, yep. I've taken all of Libby's luck. What kind
Never
of...
had any.
It should just be a melee fumble.
Oh, yeah. I was doing the critical hit. Hold on.
All right, he misses that. And then the second one will also attempt to strike. Okay, this claw does manage to get through your defenses, and as it hits you, not only does it slash into you, it then burns you through acid, and then you realize that underneath this combination of whatever this creature is, there's burning hot magma. You will suffer 4 slashing, 3 acid, and 1 fire.
Jesus. All right, well, he takes 15 cold damage.
All right, as he strikes you and then is struck 15 cold damage, you notice this seems to particularly affect this magma creature, and he is destroyed.
And he'll look back. Oh, I accidentally clicked the door shut. He'll look back at the one that missed and was embarrassed, and he'll say, "And the same will happen to you if you try and hit me again."
And you look at this one, and you can tell there's something different going on with this one, but you can't say exactly what, because it didn't hit you. But it doesn't seem to be thrown off by your taunt.
All right. His funeral. Okay, I'll get that damage added in here in a second. That's going to be... I'm just looking to see if I got any other bonus things, but I don't think I do. Nope. Okay, that's my turn.
Okay, Grask's turn.
Okay, Grask looks down the hallway at where she flew away. And he's like, "Well, I don't think I can catch her." So he's going to. How can I interact with Libby to deal her damage in the least action taking away from me sense possible? Can I interact object her with my foot like I would a soccer ball?
No, unfortunately not. So I would say since you saw what happened to her, you realize that she's basically knocked out. I would say you can use your action to basically just do a slap, 1 point of damage, no strength mod, and then that would rouse her, but it would cost you your action.
Okay, I'll do that.
Okay, so you spend your 1 action and smack into Mei, who is no longer unconscious now. Mei, you're awoken as you find yourself splayed out on the ground here, looking up at the big lizard guy.
And then
What happened?
You're failing the trial.
My weapon is still sizzling. Can I grab like my water skin and try and like douse it somehow?
You can try, sure. So would you say that your water skin is basically like right on your side, or is it safe in your backpack?
I probably keep most things on my hips.
Okay, so you grab a water skin and you quickly pour a little bit of water onto your blade, and you notice this does not stop it. It seems as though this sizzling is still occurring, and now that you're looking at it a little bit more closely, you see that your axe is getting pockmarked and pitted.
Not good.
All right, we move to her turn. All right, and then before Sebastian's turn, all right, then it is Sebastian's turn. He will fire again, hitting again. Okay, and then we are at the bottom of the round. And the big roiling creature moves closer. And then we move to Mei. So Mei currently prone on the ground, but you're conscious once again.
Standing up.
All right, spend half your movement to stand up.
Where'd she go?
I'm gonna point down the hallway.
As you notice, Elliot has just like this black goo all over the bottom of his legs and up his thighs, and he's just kind of like trying to move. And as you say that, he just kind of looks and points in the south.
Okay. This guy, how far off the ground is he?
He's flying like 5 feet overhead, so you'd have to be within 5 feet to hit him, but you're basically just striking upwards to hit.
He did a lot of damage though, didn't he?
I don't know. Was May notice that?
She thinks his claws look scary.
All right, fair enough.
She's gonna hold an act. All right, she's gonna attack.
All right, so she stands up, moves 5-10 feet, getting next to the creature, and attacks. All right, you stab out with your blade, and yes, that will connect. Go ahead and post damage. Okay, the blade strikes into the creature, wounding it.
Should we be able to see its health bar?
It's hard to tell with these creatures based on their composition. Like, you stab at it, it sticks into it, but you don't notice any kind of pain reactions or anything like that, so it's really hard to get a gauge.
Cool. She'll take her next attack.
All right, you stab for it a second time. That will connect as well. Wounding the creature a second time.
Theoretically.
Theoretically, yep.
When the big giant creature appeared, I threw 2 darts at it, right?
That sounds right.
Yeah, sorry, I didn't update that on my sheet. Okay. She's gonna go ahead and burn another. Is it key?
Yes.
Key point?
All right, so you're going to do the spend key. And what are you spending it on?
Disengaging.
So step of the wind, okay?
Oh, wait, how many am I up to there? 20, 30.
I think you got 5 left.
Yeah. And that'll do it.
All right, Renaud, you notice the little creature got stabbed and then flies over towards you here. And as it gets next to you, you see that it once again tries to strike out with a claw. Again, this one looks a little different though, but it does indeed try to swipe at its claw. Oof, this will be a critical hit. And let me double check something real quick.
Yes, you do die instantly. Wow.
No, but I will need a yes. So I'm trying to think what makes. I guess this would just be slashing.
You call that a crit?
All right, so yeah, just regular old strike. So as it hits you, you notice this one slashes into you, the acid burns you, and then it's very, very cold. So that's going to be 5 slashing, 2 acid, 1 cold, and as you probably suspect, your cold damage from your Armor of Agathis doesn't hurt it at all.
Fuck. Okay.
Okay, we move to Elliot, who's still stuck to the ground.
Instantly breaking himself free. Damn it.
Tried to will it. All right, Renaud.
Just let me get my health real quick. One point of actual damage. Yeah. Okay. Since the big boys, is it disadvantage if you're attacking something else?
Yes. If something's
Okay.
within 5 feet of you, all range attacks are disadvantaged.
I'm gonna try and blast the little guy with an Eldritch Blast to knock him away from me
Okay.
at disadvantage.
That will indeed do it.
So 5 or 10 feet back and 12 force damage.
Fortunately, as you strike him and he starts to move backwards, he suddenly explodes all over you, Renaud. And I'll need you to give me a dexterity saving throw. All right, you will succeed on this save, suffering half of these damages.
Do you guys remember that Nickelodeon show with all the slime and stuff?
Yes. Nickelodeon was just pretty much all slime all the time.
Yeah, this is what I imagine this entire level is like, basically.
Wait, the game show?
There was the game show, and then there was like a couple of other random shows.
You mean the Nickelodeon Awards where they just slimed everybody who won?
Yeah. Okay, damage taken. I'm actually not concentrating on any spell, but I haven't taken that thing off yet, so whatever. All right, my last Eldritch Blast bolt is going to go back towards our big green friend.
That will hit.
And obviously 10 feet away from me.
Knocking it back once again.
Okay, so that was a thing. I think Renaud's just gonna yell, "How is it going in there?" And then he'll say, "I think we have this more or less under control, sort of."
Grask's turn.
Okay. Do I think there's anything I could do to save this weapon?
So generally how this works is trying to draw a conclusion would be an action to learn, see if you can figure anything out. Just on a glance, it's hard to say. It would have to be a successful skill check and use your action.
Is Elliot still stuck?
He is.
Okay, I'll try and unstuck Elliot then first.
Okay, so you're going to use an athletics check to essentially try to grab him and just pull him free.
Yep, the weapon can wait. Do you want me to blind check it or athletics check?
You could just publicly check it. Yes, you are successful grabbing onto Elliot and breaking him free from that jelly that is sticking him to the ground.
Just don't tell anybody you picked me up.
I won't. But our weapons. We need to stop this.
Oh, let's go find her. She's got the antidote, I'm sure.
All right, and being that she's a ways away from you guys at this point, you're not sure what she's doing, I'm going to remove her from the initiative order. Okay, Sebastian's turn. He is going to fire, hitting the creature. And I hate when this happens. I'm only kind of joking, but the NPC kills the big bad boss as it explodes in this little area, covering the ground with some more slime.
Does it hit Renaud again?
It does not. He was far enough away. Yeah, no, that was incredibly effective backing him away, because obviously if he gets close to you, not much fun. Is there anything anybody's doing immediately, Renaud? You notice the other two flying creatures on the other side? They don't seem like they're, trying to get up close to you or anything at this point. So unless you're like trying to engage them in battle right away, or if anybody else is doing anything that we need to stay in turn order, let me know.
I don't know about turn order, Adam, but I what round number are we on?
This is round
4?
6.
Okay, so I would only have, maybe like 20 seconds left on Expeditious Retreat?
Is that a minute duration?
Yep.
Yeah, so somewhere 20, 24 seconds, something like that.
Okay, can I just try to do I would like to just try to do a quick scout with that 20 seconds.
Sure.
I mean, I would basically take off, run down the corner, try to scan and see if I could see anything.
Yep, so
that
feel
would
free
be
to
what I
do
would
that.
do.
Yep, feel free to do that. I will say we're out of combat here. You'll get the benefits of that extra movement. Go ahead and move your token as you like and see if you act immediately based on something that you see.
Alright, so there's third. Go ahead, sorry.
Grask wants to figure out if he can stop his weapon from decaying.
Okay, blind check Grask as you try to determine that. No, once again, Grask, not necessarily the most educated on these kind of matters. Hard to say.
Renan, where are you?
I'm in here.
My weapon. Fix it.
Don't worry, I'm all right. What were you saying?
She did something to my weapon.
I do not. Let me see. Again, Renaud, make some sort of check to figure this out. He will guide himself.
So as he's handing it over to you, and then you spend an action to cast guidance on yourself, you notice large holes have now appeared in this axe, spreading outwards, and you realize this weapon is now completely ineffective.
I'm sorry, Grask. I think it is a Ghana.
Grass, you're not wearing any armor, correct?
No.
Perfect. So your scales don't seem to be affected by this. However, Elliot, you were also exposed to this. So both your hand crossbow, your scimitar, and are you currently wearing armor?
Shield and studded leather armor.
The shield perhaps was not exposed to this as badly as the armor, seemingly unscathed, but your armor, you notice as you look down, all of the studs have sizzled and melted off and just leaving these nasty grayish stains on your now just regular leather armor. Your hand crossbow has become inoperable as the metal parts of it have dissolved. And is it a silver scimitar?
Mm-hmm.
Does your weapon bond do anything as far as like changing how the weapon is labeled?
Let's take a look.
If the weapon feels pain, you also feel interesting.
It says I can't be disarmed of it, but that's not being disarmed. It doesn't say anything about making it magical or anything like that.
That's exactly what I was looking for. So yeah, I don't see that either. So unfortunately, your scimitar literally melts out of your hand.
That's okay. I did dump a bag of caltrops in front of this door here,
Okay, gotcha.
and I'm gonna delete the leather armor and the silvered scimitar, and then just put regular leather on.
Okay. I also had javelins, which are probably on my back, and a crowbar that probably hangs from the back of my backpack, I imagine.
So the way this is worded, let me just double check. Yeah, it's a little bit silly, but this literally only affects weapons and armor. So, I mean, realistically, it probably would affect all of that stuff, but it strictly just says, oh, well, you know what, do this. Give me a deck save. Let's put it that way, Grask. Okay, so we'll say maybe it's the turn, your bat, whatever it was, the rest of your stuff besides the thing that were directly in your hands are not affected.
Okay.
Yeah, the way this is worded is it says... vaporous fibers that cling to and dissolve metal, and then it says non-magical weapons, armor, blah blah blah. But yeah, technically anything metal would be affected.
So that means Elliot's studded leather armor is just leather armor now, right?
Correct.
Yeah. This little side storeroom here, Adam, can I spend some time looking around, shuffling through the papers and stuff, trying to avoid any inkwells?
You can. So as you enter this room, you notice arrayed neatly on the floor are dozens of glass vials, crystal boxes, steel canisters, and porcelain urns.
I'm just going to start dragging them all out into the hallway here and say, Renaud, bring your brain.
I'm not the smart one here, but all right. Also, we have a ton of things in here. I suggest we take all of it.
Okay, so unfortunately, Elliot, as you begin dragging these things out of here, you notice that there is perhaps a bit of movement. So as you're like moving in, dragging things, coming in, dragging them out, kind of doing this, about your second trip in, as you grab something and start making your way out, you notice some movement from your south. And that is when this strange looking liquid suddenly appears nearby. So what I'm going to do is ask you to roll a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1d6, and that's essentially where you're going to be by the time this is recognized, right? Like one of these squares from left to right, higher is further away.
Oh my gosh.
Okay, so yes, it is essentially, this occurs right as you're at the far edge of this. And as we are right at the end of our session time here, guys, and this might be a little bit more interesting as the group is a little split up at the moment, we will go ahead and hang it up here, guys, and see what happens next week.
Woof.
Yes, interesting session for sure. The blob definitely took care of it really well with the repelling blast. But yeah, we'll see what else the group gets up to here and whether or not, yes, May definitely lived, but we'll have to see if Elliot survives through this next session. So yes.
Hey, this is good because if we end the session here, this is one session that nobody's died in.
That's true.
A victory.
Yes. All right, excellent, guys. Hope everybody had fun, and we will see everybody next week.
Great session, everybody.
Thanks, y'all.
Thank you.